You're welcome. It's time for the headlines, and of course today we're going to be taking a look at The Punch, The Nation, The Guardian, and The Daily Trust.
Yes,
and of course we have with us someone very, very interesting that's going to be joining us in the papers today.
Yes, of course. She is a legal practitioner and a social commentator. We have Toyin Taiwo Ojo. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria again, because you are quickly becoming family. Yes, we see you. So, what are we starting with?
Okay, so we're starting with the Guardian newspaper this morning, and amongst many other topics, many other headlines is this one. Amidst 168% tariff hike in 8 years, Nigerians pay premium for unavailable electricity. Now, Tony, this is something that we have always been moaning about, electricity tariffs going up, but power that we receive absolutely zero. Personally, I don't even know when there's power anymore. I don't even consider power. But what's your take on this headline here?
Well, I really think it's selfish of the government to keep on increasing the tariffs without commensurate power supply. You see, without power supply, a country is almost comatose. The economy of a country is almost comatose, because with power, that is small-scale businesses, medium-scale businesses, and even the large-scale businesses, that is the only way they can grow and thrive. You notice that the price of goods in the market, is so high. When you ask manufacturers, they tell you they pay so much to generate power by themselves, using diesel and petrol. So I think the government should, really look into this, and for me, I feel it would be very fair if they cause a reversal of this hike. It's unnecessary at this point in time. Also, especially when you look at the economic, travails that people are going through, especially in this period. It's very, very unkind and selfish.
When we look at that, and then we now also add to the fact that there is talks of the removal of subsidy, how that's going to impact our buying of petrol for our generators, how does that play in?
Now we have inflation. I think by the time the removal of the subsidy and all the increment that's attendance comes in, we'll have what we call galloping inflation. And that will spell, a great problem for the economy. So I think the government should look into it.
Yeah, and of course, staring at the generator there, I think
that
sends it home.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So now I'm scrolling up at the Punch newspaper. There we have an image there of the final victory. Right, Buhari Tinubu congratulates Adeleke supporters and they jubilate. So I mean, this case has been in court for a while, and now the verdict is out. And then, of course, the Supreme Court declares Adeleke the winner with over 400,000 votes ahead. So now, what would you have to say about that, the process, the controversies, and anything that happened up to this victory point?
Well, for me, I feel that we have to also do a lot, to look at the length and duration of election petitions in the country. I feel the duration, the time for it to get final judgment is always very long. Remember that these people are voted into power, to do a certain work. And with them, concentrating on going to the to the tribunals, it's going to distract them from the business of governance. So I feel that we should shorten the number of time. I can't remember the particular country that was mentioned in Africa. Within 17 days, they had finished everything about petitions at the tribunal. I think it's something worth emulating. And then, for me, I'm from Osun State, incidentally, and yes, I find that my people, this is a popular candidate, and they were actually jubilating. I saw pictures, I saw videos, people jubilating that, finally their choice, was given the mandate. So I think it's a good one for Osun State. And even with the little time that, the case has been in the tribunal and he has been the sitting governor, people have testified of the good works, he has done so far. So I think it's a good one, and we pray that he is able to do more.
I'm still going to take a look at the Punch newspaper on this headline here. The tribunal to consider PDP and LP's live broadcast request. Broadcasting proceedings live is of national importance. That's what Atiku's legal team is saying. And the LP, that's the Labour Party, are also insisting. And Justice Samani promises speedy treatment of demand. APC vows appropriate response. Now, regarding the live broadcast, of what essence is that? And is that really relevant?
Well, it's unprecedented in the history of this country. We've never had a live broadcast of any tribunal sitting, especially presidential. But you know, it comes to the rights of citizens. You know, well, a court is a public place, and the sittings, the processes in the court is also of public nature. So if the two parties are requesting for a public, you know, for a live, broadcast of it, I think it's not far-fetched. But I also wonder to what extent, what are they aiming at? Do you understand? Because whatever the outcome of the tribunal is going to be, it's going to be public, it's going to be made public. And anybody who wants, using the FOI,
okay,
the Freedom of Information Bill, anybody who wants a public, who wants the transcription can always get one. So I really do not understand what the two parties aim to get, but it is within their rights to request for it.
Okay. A couple of headlines from inside of the Daily Trust. One is Tribunal hears Obi's motion today, articles on Tinubu's citizenship tomorrow. However, there is this very interesting one here. Crude oil theft in Nigeria. FG demands 7 billion naira before vessel release. Crude oil theft is something that we've always, it's kind of like,
Hungry.
I don't know what you call it nowadays, our biggest, is our MO coming from you. But we've seen governance change hands over the years, but that still remains a persistent problem in the country. Do you think that, especially perhaps maybe with the coming state, would we have any redress to this at all? Do you think?
Well, I feel that crude oil theft is not a job for small boys. Not small boys in quotes. It's a big business, and those who are involved are big. They're international syndicates. And over the years, like you have rightly said, you know, the government seems not to have found a remedy for it. And that's because, for me, I feel there's no political will. You understand me? Because one, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marine Police, they are all within the control of the government. So why are we still having it? I listened to a naval officer one time saying that there was a particular machine bought during the Yaradua period, and that I don't know what it is, but that it records every oil that is
every litter, everything is
pumped out of the wells in Nigeria, and that there's no way it can be stolen without the connivance of those in the corporations, in the, you know. So for me, it still depends on the government. The government is willing to fight for it. Let a crack team, you know, specifically men and women who have proven integrity, who are ready to really fight for this country, because the truth remains that this country is we're a mono economy. We're really based on oil. And then if we allow people to just come in, you know, saz into the country, pick whatever they want to pick, how do we have enough, you know, to offset our own internal debts?
Yeah.
That's a longer conversation that we can't have right now, because there's so much that really needs to be unpacked when it comes to this conversation. So we really hope that perhaps maybe next time when we have this headline, I'm going to have a series of questions that I'm going to be asking so that you can put it out for us there.
Yeah,
Thank you very much, Toyin.
Thank you.
Really appreciate that you joined us this morning.
Yeah.
We're hoping that you've, taken a few from the headlines that we had up for discussion today. If you have any comments, do send it in. The hashtag again is Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. I'm just coming back from leave, sorry.
Wow, wake up, as you know.
I will. We'll be back. Do stay tuned. Thank you.